doing a little trail running. Figured I would get some exercise in before I answer my first Ask Joy, which is from a woman. And she says, Joy, most of the time I hear respect talked about as if it's primarily a man's thing, but respect is really important to me as a woman. Just last 10 feet really got me. She goes, respect is really important to me as a woman. I know this because of the inner temper tantrum I throw whenever I feel disrespected. And I don't just mean respect in the sexual arena. In fact, that's the least of my worries. I crave respect as an adult, as a professional, and as a Christian. To me, respect means being accorded the right to make my own decisions. It means not being talked down to. It means being listened to and understood before being rejected. So my question is, do you hear other women talking about a similar need for respect, or am I just in the greedy minority who wants both love and respect? You're not in the greedy minority, and I have addressed this question different places on my site, but I love the way you phrased it because I resonate with it so much. I think there is kind of a misunderstanding when we say that men, or you know, in terms of my parents' message, which is probably why you're asking me this question. My dad wrote a book called Love and Respect, and my parents travel around doing marriage conferences based off of Ephesians 5:33, which says husbands are to love their wives and wives are to respect their husbands. And we say that this is the key to understanding your spouse, but then sometimes people can limit it and say, well, women don't need respect or men don't need love. And that's not what we're saying at all. We say over and over, we all need love and respect equally. I need love. I know when I'm disrespected. That person was so disrespectful to me, especially young kids these days. I can't stand it when they're disrespectful. But what we are trying to communicate is that we believe that scripture verse is in there because God knew that husbands and wives were going to have conflict. And we know from the love and respect research that we've done and social science research that in conflict, husbands tend to leave that conflict feeling disrespected, and wives tend to leave that same conflict feeling unloved. In fact, it's over 80% of men and over 70% of women. And so it's like they're having the same conflict, but somehow a man's going, I don't feel like in this conflict she respects me. And the wife's going, I don't feel like in this conflict that he loves me. So I think that verse is there for us to recognize you may not understand it. And some of the things that you mentioned, like, you feel disrespect when you're not listened to or you're not understood, that's actually falls under the category of high priorities for women. They want to be listened to by their husband. They want to be understood. And I think in a work setting or a peer setting, you might land on going, my boss didn't listen to me. I feel so disrespected. But in a husband setting, if your husband never listened to you or never tried to understand you, most women would go, I don't know if he even loves me anymore. It may not be you, but I would just encourage you to kind of see how that's why we say we all need love and respect equally. We all need love and respect equally. But when you're in that intimate relationship with somebody that you trust, you tend to, as a woman and you tend to, as a man, land on different things when you're in the same conflict. Because I think God designed us differently, and we need to take the time to understand that about ourselves and about the people that we enter into relationship with. Got it?
On the next Ask Joy, Joy gets railroaded by her celebrity ineptitude.
Well, here Matt and I are on the train tracks. Naturally, we like to live life on the edge. And right before we went out today for the shoot, I just threw up on social media. I threw up on social media. I posted for you guys to ask any last minute questions. I have not looked at these. Stephanie collected them and I'm reading them now for the first time. Will any of the Kardashians ever achieve lasting happiness, or at least make a life decision that contributes to their personal well-being? That's terrible. I don't know if I've even seen the show. The father, Jeter? No, it's Brody Jenner's father. And I'll tell you what I did watch was The Hills and Laguna Beach. I loved Brody. I felt like he was the real deal. Call me.